Well, yep. You read the headlines correctly. And if you wonder why I'm underneath of a sheet, it's because I'm disappointed slash upset slash don't know what to say right now. And usually I'm not at loss for words, but this is the moment where I am. You guys know anything about the channel? I love T. He's my favorite Bengal on the team. And I was always hoping that we would figure something out to get this long-term contract done. Over this process of the last year, I thought that something would get worked out. Joe's been very vocal about the fact he wants us to keep T. Higgins. The team has seemed to be very vocal about us wanting to keep T. Higgins. But today, T. Higgins requested a trade. Today, T. Higgins, according to Adam Schefter, is very disappointed that they were not able to not had any talks about a long-term extension since March of 2023. He's ready to move on to a new home. And this is, in my opinion, I think this is a lot of the Bengals trying to kind of stick to their guns here. They're not trying to give T the money that he deserves. That's once. I knew going into this process with T. Higgins having the same agent as Deshaun Watson, and Deshaun Watson getting that $236 fully guaranteed contract, it would probably spell some issues because the Bengals are notoriously cheap when it comes to certain contracts and who they pay and who they don't pay. Now, at the same time, I'm sure I do have full faith in Duke Tobin and Katie Blackburn and Zach Taylor that while, yes, I do believe that to a certain degree they can be very cheap, Mike Brown can be very cheap, they are doing what's best for the team in the long term when it comes to the salary cap and when it comes to signing certain players and not signing certain players. The fact we don't have, DJ Reader on a contract yet, and he's not even getting re-signed, it looks like. We're losing Cheeto. Now T. Higgins wants to trade. Tyler Boyd's going. We just signed back Drew Sample to a 3-year contract. There's not many positive ways to look right now when it comes to the foreseeable future. Again, it is what it is. If we, again, this is not fully that that we're gonna trade him yet, but this does mean that he requested it. So there is little to no reason why we would get a contract done with him now. If he's already requested it, and that clear as day means there is no end in sight or no deal that would be on the horizon that they're close enough to work out that would spell them getting a contract done. So that means, we're gonna start having to worry about him leaving us and going somewhere else. Here's the one kicker, which I think could be really interesting and slash see where things go, is that the Bengals overvalue their players in general. Last year, we tried to trade away Jonah Williams after he requested a trade, and we didn't. We refused to because we wanted a first-round pick for him, and every team we tried to get a first-round pick from kept claiming that he's not worth a first-round pick. So because of that, we kind of kept him because of the fact that nobody wanted him. I'm sure there's going to be a lot of teams interested in T. Higgins, but the problem is I think the Bengals might overvalue him. Slash, they might just not want to give up on the idea of signing him. So it's going to create this bad blood environment, I feel like, where it's like we're going to kind of keep him because we don't want to trade him for nothing, or we don't want to trade him for under what we valued him as. and he wants out, and we're like, listen, we're going to just try to figure this out and push the can down the road. It's very possible he doesn't get traded. And that's the bad blood type scenario now we might end up being in, where he doesn't want to play because he wants a new contract. And it is what it is, it's his part of business. This is a football, it's part of football. It's a business angle, and I know we always look at our players and we love our players, and we have, opinions on oh, this guy should be on our team forever. And sometimes the player isn't. And sometimes the player is going to do what's best for them and best for their family. And I always respect that when it comes to the player. I'm never mad at the player for these type of decisions. I know it sucks that we're going to lose a star receiver like this, but at the same time, whatever is best for T is what I want, right? We lost Jesse Bates last year, and that was another really disappointing situation where we just couldn't pay him. He wanted $10 million more than we were going to offer him and pay him, and the money just didn't work out. We lost Von Bell, even though we thought we were going to keep him. Panthers offered him too much money. We lost Samaje Perine when we actually offered him the same amount of money, but he just felt Denver was a better place to go than Cincinnati. And like I said before, we're sitting in free agency right now, and we have re-signed 2 players. We re-signed Drew Sample, and we re-signed Cody Ford. 2 very questionable. I'd say Drew Sample was very important. Cody Ford, I don't know as much. Cody Ford's good, but, it comes down to the 90-man roster with Cody Ford. That's why he got re-signed. But we watched Jonnu Smith get signed to a new team. We didn't do anything yet. We watched all these guys get signed to new teams, and we've been sitting here twiddling our thumbs with the 4th most salary cap in the NFL. And now with T wanting to be traded, guess what? We're going to move up to around probably the 2nd or 3rd most salary cap in the NFL. And DJ Reader is still not under contract, and we have a day and a half before free agency opens. And DJ Reader becomes an open market guy. And now with the talks of this, potentially there's no long-term talks with T. Higgins. I don't know what's going to happen with DJ Reader. Made a video about an hour ago talking about, the problem with Chris Jones getting a contract, and that could possibly hurt us re-signing DJ Reader. Well, I don't know. I really don't know anymore, man. It sucks. It does suck. We will be fine. I truly do believe that. Again, I do truly have utmost faith and respect in Duke Tobin and Katie Blackburn and Zach Taylor. I know whatever happens, we will overcome this and we will get better. Again, like I said, they do overvalue T. So whatever, they're going to want at least a 1st round pick for him, if not more. If we do trade him, which I guess this is kind of inevitable at this point, we potentially, hopefully, get ourselves a top 15 pick, and maybe we work out something like that. Maybe we work out a deal with Tennessee and we get the 8th overall pick. And then we have a chance to get a right tackle in the future and Brock Bowers. And then we sign a free agent wide receiver. It just, I don't know, man. There's no easy way to put this. We are going to save $20 million on our salary cap if we trade T. So that's going to help us, but there's just no replacing his value. There's really no replacing his value in this offense. But we always knew this was a inevitable situation. And it's the ugly part of football. We love football, but this is the ugly part we have to deal with. So, it is what it is, man. Tell me down below. Peace.